So back at it. By far the greatest discovery of all the centuries is the power of thought. The importance of this discovery has been a little slow in reaching the general consciousness, but it has arrived, and already in every field of research, the importance of this greatest of all discoveries is being demonstrated. You ask, in what does the creative power of thought consist? It consists in creating ideas, and these in turn objectify themselves in appropriating, inventing, observing, discerning, discovering, analyzing, ruling, governing, combining, and applying matter and force. It can do this because it is an intelligent, creative power. Not only is it an intelligent, creative power, it is the creative, intelligent power of God Himself operating through man. When we look at, I think it was Corinthians, Apostle Paul says that Jesus thought it not robbery to make himself equal with God, because he didn't believe it was robbery, because he understood that God is one and operating within all. So how can you and I be any different? Especially what we're learning here. Because of our intelligent creative power, of which we are this intelligent creative power. And by the active use and understanding of it, we'll be able to, again, discern, observe, invent, appropriate, objectify our thoughts into material form, analyze, rule, govern, and combine things together to create something more. Now, thought reaches its loftiest activity when plunged into its own mysterious depth, when it breaks through the narrow compass of self and passes from truth, to the region of eternal light, where all which is, was, or ever will be melt into one grand harmony. From this process of self-contemplation comes inspiration, which is creative intelligence, and which is undeniably superior to every element, force, or law of nature, because it can understand, modify, govern, and apply them to its own ends and purposes, and therefore possess them. Wisdom begins with the dawn of reason, and reason is but an understanding of the knowledge and principles whereby we may know the true meaning of things. Wisdom, then, is illuminated reason, and this wisdom leads to humility, for humility is a large part of wisdom. Now, what did King Solomon tell us too? That wisdom is it's the power that has been at the right hand of God since the very beginning. Wisdom has always been with God because God is wisdom. And understanding these laws and forces is wisdom, and applying them in our lives is wisdom, because wisdom is power. Knowledge is potential power. You may know something but not apply it. I think it was Lao Tzu that said, to know and not to do is not to know. We must take action. We must apply the things that we know so we could turn them into wisdom. Because the last thing we need is just a simple theory. We need something that we can be practical about, to demonstrate. And that is wisdom. And wisdom is more important than gold and silver, because through wisdom, gold and silver will come to us anyway. Remember, again, back to wealth consciousness. It is the attitude of mind, it is the knowledge, the information, the wisdom that the individual has to creating wealth in the first place. Because what? The law of success is service, finding a need in society, filling that need, and being of service to the best quality and to the best of your ability. We know many who have achieved the seemingly impossible, who have realized lifelong dreams, who have changed everything, including themselves. We have sometimes marveled at the demonstration. Excuse me, sorry. We have sometimes marveled at the demonstration of an apparently irresistible power which seems to be ever available just when it was most needed, but it is all clear now. All that is required is an understanding of certain definite fundamental principles and their proper application. For your exercise this week, concentrate on the quotation taken from the Bible. Quote, "Whatsoever things ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." End quote. Notice that there is no limitation. That "whatsoever things" is very definite and implies that the only limitation which is placed upon us is in our ability to think, to be equal to the occasion, to rise to the emergency, to remember that faith is not a shadow, but a substance. Quote, "The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." End quote. That is one of the most beautiful, profound summaries, statements that I have ever read in my entire life. Mr. Hanel hit that right on the nail. I don't know how he could have said that any better. But there is no limitation to what we can do. The only limitation is the limitation that we placed upon in our own consciousness, in our ability to think and to imagine a situation and to observe something the way that we desire to see it observed, that we desire to see it to be, because it is our failure. Again, child of God, fight the good fight of faith. Faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, being able to see the situation as you want it to be and hold on to that thought, that ideal, until it grows and it manifests and it materializes in form. Quote, "Death is but the natural process whereby all material forms are thrown into the crucible for reproduction in fresh diversity." End quote. Now that is the end of part 11. If you made it to the end of this part with me, thank you for watching. For those of you who are going through this system too, or if you just found this system, and if this was the first video you watch, you gotta watch it from the beginning, because you will see the possibilities that are available to you from you going through this system too, and disciplining yourself to walk through this process and to develop yourself to be the character and the person that you want to be. Remember, it starts with the right information and in developing the right mental attitude. It's all dependent upon your own mental attitude, because all these laws, these forces, and understanding of these laws and forces will depend upon your own foundation and your own structure, because your mind, your attitude, your thoughts will determine your polarity, and that polarity will determine how these laws and forces are going to work in your life for your benefit. So you see, the biggest thing you need to focus on is growing and understanding and changing your mind and bringing yourself in congruence with universal law, universal mind. How exciting, how exciting. I'm excited. We're progressing, and progress brings happiness. Now that is for sure. Again, if you made it to this video, thank you for watching. Remember, God is our strength and power, the God force, and He makes our way perfect. Now you do what you know you need to do, viewer, to become the person that you need to be for yourself and your family and your friends. That being said, I will see you when I see you.